The weakening of the Ottoman Empire throughout the 19th century set the stage for a tumultuous period of national uprisings and territorial disputes in the Balkans. European powers, each with their own strategic interests, often intervened in the region, either supporting or suppressing the aspirations of various Balkan peoples for independence. By 1875, the Ottoman Empire's control over the Balkans was already shaky. While Serbia and Romania had gained autonomy, the Sultan still held sway over most of the region. The first significant crisis erupted when heavy Ottoman taxes led to widespread revolts. The brutal repression of these uprisings by Turkish forces shocked European public opinion, yet the divided state of Europe rendered it incapable of imposing significant concessions on the Sultan. Seizing upon this European disunity, Tsar Alexander II of Russia declared war on the Ottoman Empire in 1877. Russian troops quickly advanced to the outskirts of Constantinople. The ensuing Treaty of San Stefano, signed in March 1878, imposed harsh terms on the Sultan, including the creation of a large autonomous Bulgarian state, which would encompass much of the Central Balkans and be heavily influenced by Russia. However, this arrangement alarmed other powers, particularly Austria-Hungary and Britain. Austria-Hungary saw the new Greater Bulgaria as an obstacle to its own territorial ambitions, while Britain perceived it as a threat to the strategic balance at the Straits. To prevent a broader conflict, German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck convened the Congress of Berlin in June 1878. The Congress of Berlin significantly altered the agreements made at San Stefano. Key outcomes included the recognition of the independence of Serbia, Romania, and Montenegro. Austria-Hungary was given administrative control over Bosnia-Herzegovina and the Sanjak of Novi Pazar. Meanwhile, Greater Bulgaria was downsized, losing territories in Thrace and being split into two entities, an autonomous Bulgaria and the Principality of Eastern Rumelia. Greece was promised Thessaly. Despite these changes, the new geopolitical map of the Balkans was far from stable. The partial disintegration of Ottoman control sparked a wave of nationalism among the Balkan peoples. The Russian Empire, having been forced to accept a diminished Bulgaria, deepened its rivalry with Austria-Hungary. Tensions continued to simmer, and in 1908, Austria-Hungary formally annexed Bosnia-Herzegovina. This came to be because of opportunities presented at that time. As the Ottoman Empire weakened in the late 19th century, the Austro-Hungarian Empire was granted special rights to occupy and administer the provinces of Bosnia and Herzegovina. This region had a significant Serbian population, and the newly independent Kingdom of Serbia harbored aspirations to eventually incorporate these territories. The Serbs, being Slavic and Greek Orthodox, looked to the Tsar of Russia as their protector and champion. The situation escalated as Austro-Hungarian and Serbian ambitions clashed. After a period of confused diplomacy with Russia, Austria-Hungary preempted Serbian aspirations by formally annexing Bosnia-Herzegovina in 1908. This move was a strategic effort to solidify Austro-Hungarian influence in the Balkans and counteract Serbian nationalist movements. To secure this annexation, Austria-Hungary made several concessions. They agreed to evacuate the Sanjak of Novi Pazar, a region that had served as a buffer between Serbia and Montenegro. Additionally, Austria-Hungary tacitly promised to support Russian aspirations for free passage through the Dardanelles, a crucial maritime route. However, this support was rendered moot as other European powers intervened to maintain Ottoman control of the Straits, fearing that Russian access would upset the balance of power in the region. The annexation sparked a significant international crisis, characterized by blustering threats of war and intense multilateral diplomacy. Despite their initial outrage, both Serbia and Russia eventually accepted the annexation as a fait accompli. The crisis, however, deepened the estrangement between Russia and Serbia on one side and Austria-Hungary on the other. This growing hostility planted the seeds for future conflicts, as both Russia and Serbia aspired to eventually overturn Austro-Hungarian gains and assert their own influence in the Balkans. Amid this crisis, Crete united with Greece, and Bulgaria declared full independence. In response to the shifting power dynamics, Russian diplomacy focused on fostering an alliance among the Balkan states. By early 1912, recognizing the vulnerability of the declining Ottoman Empire, the Christian states of Bulgaria, Greece, Montenegro, and Serbia negotiated the formation of the Balkan League. This alliance aimed to expel the Ottoman Turks from the Balkans and divide the conquered territories among themselves. The geopolitical landscape of the region was further complicated by the uprising of the Albanians, who sought independence from the Ottoman Empire and laid claim to territories that members of the Balkan League also desired. The First Balkan War began in October 1912, when the Balkan League launched a coordinated attack against the Ottoman Empire. The League's forces, composed of well-prepared and motivated armies, achieved a series of decisive victories. The Serbian army won crucial battles at Kumanovo and Bitola, while Bulgarian forces triumphed at the Battle of Kirk Kilis and the Battle of Lule-Burgas. Greek troops, meanwhile, secured victories in southern Macedonia and Epirus, and the Montenegrins captured key positions in northern Albania. The rapid and overwhelming success of the Balkan League's offensives drove the Ottoman forces back to the outskirts of Constantinople, or modern-day Istanbul. By the end of 1912, the Ottoman Empire had lost almost all its European territories, retaining only a small foothold in Thrace. The League's victory was solidified by the Treaty of London in May 1913, which officially ended the First Balkan War and recognized the territorial gains of the Balkan states. However, the triumphant allies soon fell into discord over the division of the newly acquired territories. Bulgaria, which had borne the brunt of the fighting, demanded a larger share of Macedonia, a region also claimed by Serbia and Greece. Tensions escalated as each nation sought to maximize its territorial gains, leading to a breakdown in negotiations. The resulting disagreements led to the outbreak of the Second Balkan War in June 1913. Bulgaria, feeling betrayed by its former allies, launched a surprise attack on Serbian and Greek positions in Macedonia. This aggressive move backfired as Serbia and Greece quickly formed a new alliance and counterattacked. Romania and the Ottoman Empire, seeing an opportunity to regain lost territories, also joined the war against Bulgaria. The combined forces of Serbia, Greece, Romania, and the Ottoman Empire decisively defeated Bulgaria. The Treaty of Bucharest, signed on August 10, 1913, redrew the map of the Balkans once more. Serbia emerged as the primary beneficiary, gaining much of Macedonia and establishing a common border with Montenegro. However, Austria-Hungary ensured Albania's independence, denying Serbia access to the Adriatic Sea. Greece expanded its territory to include Epirus, southern Macedonia, and most of the Aegean islands. Bulgaria received some territory along the Aegean but had to cede southern Dobruja to Romania, falling short of its territorial aspirations. The Ottoman Empire managed to reclaim a small part of eastern Thrace, including the city of Edirne. The latest reshuffling of Balkan territories further intensified the rivalries between the great powers, especially between Russia and Austria-Hungary. Russia, as the protector of Slavic nations, particularly Serbia, found itself in direct opposition to Austria-Hungary, which had strategic interests in supporting Bulgaria and maintaining its influence in the region. These rivalries contributed significantly to the precarious balance of power in Europe. The heightened tensions and unresolved conflicts among the Balkan states, along with the great powers' competing interests, created a powder keg waiting to explode. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria in Sarajevo in June 1914 would soon ignite this volatile mix, leading directly to the outbreak of the First World War. The Balkan Wars had set the stage for a much larger and more devastating conflict, demonstrating the fragility of peace and the far-reaching consequences of nationalist ambitions and great power rivalries.